Okay, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the season 1, episode 4 of Hawkeye on Disney Plus that aired yesterday on Wednesday, December the 7th, 2021. So essentially, what happened was, and there's only 6 episodes, so just like every Disney Plus series, it's basically obviously going towards the end, and obviously the show's almost over. There's only 6 episodes for every single show, so because of that, obviously like I said, the show's limited. Unfortunately, they don't do 8 to 10 episodes, and that kind of obviously hurts. I think for the most part, I think it kind of hurts the overall. I would say the storyline of the show because yes, six episodes is not a lot, but I mean it's a little bit. But I think more would be better if you ask me. I think that's something that should be talked about possibly in the near future. Because the reason why is because I think that 8 to 10 episodes would be better, but unfortunately, that's something that we'll probably won't be getting. Obviously, maybe never. That's just how things are. So the episode is called "Partners." Am I right? Like basically saying, we're partners, right? Basically, essentially, which is the argument that Kate Bishop and Hawkeye were having throughout the episode, and essentially because of that, with them being friends and partners slash acquaintances with Kate Bishop's mother and obviously her stepfather, who is a bad guy, who we'll figure out obviously what who his true intentions and targets are essentially, but apparently he's like running around basically helping the tracksuit mafia and funding them. So essentially what happened was when he killed his uncle and stole that watch from the auction, the Avengers watch, also Ronin's sword slash outfit, which Hawkeye has both in his possession now, so it actually helps him. But the guy obviously has other swords in his collection because he's a some type of master swordsman slash villain. Essentially, now that Hawkeye has both of them in his possession, that keeps um, Kate's family kind of out of the trouble, obviously because the Tracksuit Mafia and Echo are hunting them down, and they're looking for Ronin. Kate Bishop now knows that Hawkeye really is Ronin. He had explained to her that once Thanos, destroyed most of the civilization and planet, obviously on Earth, the whole entire world in general. He said that everybody felt dealt with the Thanos snap, the blip, in a different way. And that's how I dealt with it in my way. Essentially, is what he explained to Kate Bishop. He had explained to obviously her mother and, like I said, stepfather what's going on, why Hawkeye's helping her, helping him. Why Hawkeye is helping, obviously, Kate Bishop is helping him. So, and essentially, Kate Bishop's mom saying, I don't want Kate to be in danger. So essentially, you need to finish this case on your own. Even though she told him that, she asked Hawkeye, can he do it by himself? He said, yes, I can. But she asked him, is the case done? He said, no, I have to. It's not done yet. I'm going to finish this myself, even though you don't want Kate Bishop to help me. Her mom doesn't know that the guy she's about to marry is evil. He's a bad guy. She's still delusional about that. She's delusional. Um, so Kate's still trying to explain to her mom about that, but she'll find obviously towards the end, and Kate will literally obviously have the "I told you so" moment with her mom when she finds out that that the stepfather, the man that her mom is about to marry, is obviously very evil. He's a bad guy, and obviously he's one of the main villains on the show. They're saying that Kingpin could show up in the next episode. We don't know about that. He's the uncle to Echo, so we'll see what happens with that. I have no idea if that's actually going to be the case, but we'll see. The LARPers that were in the previous episodes helped Hawkeye and Kate Bishop find some trick arrows. They're still hunting down the Tracksuit Mafia. Um, what we saw Hawkeye do was talk to the main second hand, right hand man to Echo and explain to him that Echo needs to stop chasing Ronin. He's a ghost, and she needs to keep everybody safe and stop trying to hurt the Tracksuit Mafia, keep them out of trouble. And he said, like, let's just stop doing this. He doesn't want anybody else to get hurt. He tried to explain that to her right hand guy, obviously. And now Hawkeye, like I said, has the Ronin sword and the outfit, obviously, in his possession, so he can get rid of it. Finally, someone will be able to find it. It's just buried somewhere, obviously. The LARPers help them find some type of trick arrows to help them out with their running low supply on arrows, obviously. So that's essentially that's also what happened. Essentially, also, there's no discussion or anything about what happened to the guy who died, obviously, who was the rich uncle to Kate Bishop's stepfather. There was no explanation of that. Kate Bishop still has not talked to the police detectives yet about what happened to her apartment burning up. I guess they're finally going to do it next week, but at this point, it kind of really doesn't seem to matter anymore because after next week, it's going to be episode 6. So I don't know if they could kind of squeeze that in somehow, but it's pretty much irrelevant at this point. But yes, Hawkeye had a background search and checked, looked into to Kate Bishop's stepfather. His wife did it with help from somebody else, I guess, who's helping them from the outside. And he found out that he's Kate Bishop's stepfather's laundering money into the tracksuit mafia, so he's funding them in some type of way. And obviously, Kate Bishop's mother doesn't know it, even though she's about to marry this guy. That also happened. Kate Bishop and Hawkeye broke into Echo's apartment, but they didn't know it was her apartment where the Avengers watch that was stolen from the auction, which the tracksuit mafia stole, was that in her possession. Obviously, they stole it. There was this big, huge fight. They had to escape. Kate Bishop and obviously it was fighting Echo in her Echo's apartment. She got on a zip line and escaped out of there. Echo, I don't know how I guess she was able to jump on the zip line after her because I was kind of watching it because it kind of happened a little fast, but she still ended up on the roof. Or either that or she used some type of access to climb up on top of the roof somehow. I think she'd used it after, but it all kind of happened fast. But anyways, Hawkeye was fighting somebody else, and he thought he was fighting Echo, but he told Kate Bishop, he said, I'm busy, so if I'm not fighting Echo, who am I fighting? It was revealed that the Black Widow, I guess you could say program is still in effect. Lady Hydra, who at the end of Black Widow went to Yelena, who was revealed. Yelena is Black Widow / Natasha Romanoff's sister. She believes that Hawkeye is the one that killed her, and she's been brainwashed to believe that by Lady Hydra, and she's basically put a kill out order out on Hawkeye, so he's the one that she has to kill, and that's basically it. But he didn't kill obviously Natasha Romanoff. Obviously, he was he was the best friend to her, and they were also partners. So obviously, Hawkeye has to convince Yelena that he obviously didn't kill her, and she sacrificed herself for him and the rest of the team, even though he told her not to. So that's essentially what happened. Echo got into a bit of a fight briefly with Yelena. That's basically what happened. Kate Bishop wanted to shoot Yelena, but she didn't know who she was, so she was kind of unsure what to do. Plus, she's never killed anybody, so that was obviously something that she hesitated with, obviously, because she doesn't know Yelena at all. So that's essentially what happened, and that's basically it. We don't know what's going to happen next week as far as the situation with Yelena and the Tracksuit Mafia. Is she going to track Hawkeye down, or is she going to try to get at the Tracksuit Mafia to get to them? I don't know how it's going to work, but especially since she did attack Echo. Echo's not going to take that very lightly, so I don't know how it's going to work, obviously. And then we also have to deal with the fact that Hawkeye's, not Hawkeye, Kate Bishop's stepfather's obviously in the mix as well. So I don't know how it's all going to mix in with fighting, especially with like the final couple episodes as far as that goes. Also, I would assume probably Hawkeye would have to probably face Kate Bishop's stepfather, and I think Yelena will probably. Well, actually, you know what? No, Yelena would probably end up fighting Echo. Then Echo would have to somehow try to get to Hawkeye, but Hawkeye would possibly. Actually, no, I think Echo's going to be fighting. Probably. Kate. Actually, no, I think Hawkeye's going to fight Yelena. Kate Bishop's going to fight her stepfather, and then Echo is going to be involved somehow. But it's a big, huge mix of obviously of how it's going to happen, but. I think really Kate Bishop does want to take out her stepfather, who she knows is evil. We'll see how that happens. You know, like I said, we'll see, obviously. And there's obviously, like I said, the case of the Kingpin being involved, and we'll see what happens with that. It was a cool episode. It was more of a kind of a mix of them kind of celebrating Christmas going into it. Then they were also kind of doing some investigative work as well. So it was a mixture. It wasn't as crazy as last week's episode with the chase scenes and while they're driving around in traffic shooting arrows at the Tracksuit Mafia. It got crazy in the middle part, obviously, when they were fighting on the roof, which is basically the ending. Most of it was them discussing their plan, and then obviously them talking to Kate Bishop's parents, obviously as well, her stepfather and her mother. Hawkeye and Kate Bishop were doing that. Then obviously they had margaritas and they talked about the whole entire situation of what they're going to do as far as the Tracksuit Mafia and how her stepfather fits into all this. Then at the end was basically when all the action happened. Basically, the last like I would say probably like about 5 minutes of the episode was basically when all the action happened. So that was basically it. So all the action happened at the end of the episode on the rooftop. So it was cool. It was nice. We'll see what happens next week. And obviously, if and when Yelena finds out that Lady Hydra lied to her, will she track her down, or will she just fade away? I really don't know, and if she'll be involved in Echo's show in some type of capacity, we'll see what happens with that. But that's basically it. And that's all I have to say about this episode. It was very cool. It was nice. It was more of a chill. It was more of a relaxing situation for Hawkeye because he was trying to sit down and just relax, and he was like putting ice on himself. So it was more or less like a reflection and obviously a clue type of episode for themselves, trying to figure out what's going on. They did obviously have to get help from the LARPers when it came to them finding those trick arrows and getting more of a supply of them. So, like I said, all the action happened at the end, so it was okay. So it was more of a fast-paced episode compared to last week, obviously, with the multiple chase scenes that they had, obviously, with the Tracksuit Mafia. So that's basically it. And we'll see what happens on the next two episodes, obviously, which will be 5 and 6, and that'll be the end of the first season, obviously, of Hawkeye, and that'll be it. Kate Bishop's supposed to be the new Hawkeye and the Young Avengers, I guess, movie or show that they have in the future. I don't know what's going to happen with that. What other actors and actresses will be involved in that. We'll see what happens with that. But that's basically it. That's the end of my video. And yeah, just let me know if you have been watching the show, or if you haven't. If you are going to catch up somehow, or if you're not interested. I know a lot of people are tired of the superhero TV shows and movies, and are like tired and burned out of them. They're really not interested in them. So let me know if you are, or if you have watched this. And obviously, what do you think is going to happen? Obviously, next with Kingpin on possibly being in the next episode, which will be season 1, episode 5. And obviously, that'll be what will happen at the end. Obviously, to tease obviously the future of, I guess you could say, Kate Bishop and whatnot, obviously, and what's going to happen with her mother, realizing that her stepfather obviously is the bad guy. That's basically it. That's all I have to say about this. That's the end of my video. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye. Thank you.